All right, so we are looking at our Unit 10 review. I'm just going to give you guys some helpful hints so that you can hopefully remember how to do all of these things, because I know we had a lot of vocabulary in this, and you really do need to study that vocabulary. An example is for the very first question, the range, the median, and the interquartile range. Those are all three really big vocab words. So what I'm going to talk to you about is I'm going to repeat our little rhyme that we talked about. Hey diddle diddle, the median is the middle. You add and divide for the mean. The mode is the one that happens the most, and the range is the difference between. So range is where you take the maximum and subtract the minimum to find the difference. The median is the middle number. Remember, the very first step you do with all of these is to put your data in order. So that data needs to be put in order on your paper. Once your data is in order, you can find the median, and then you can start to find your interquartile range. Remember, the interquartile range is 3 steps. First, you find your median. Hey, you already did that part. Once you find your median, that splits it into the lower data and the upper data. You're going to find the median of the lower data and the median of the upper data in order to make sure that you subtract upper data Q3 minus lower data Q1. If you don't remember this, check out my video over your homework notes from March 19th. I talk about specifically your interquartile range. I also have this on your notes, you guys, so check out your notes too. All right, number 2. The height of 11 basketball players in inches are represented by the box plot below. What is the interquartile range of the data? So remember, we have our box plot here. Remember the pieces. Minimum, Q1, Q2 or the median, Q3, and your maximum. Now, since I just explained how to find the interquartile range, I'm going to trust that you guys can figure that one out. Or look at your notes. All right. Harley kept track of how many eggs her chickens laid over a period of time. Her results are shown below. Based on the data in the graph, which statement could be true? So you need to be very careful in how you're reading these and making sure that you're very careful in exactly what it is that you are reading. So the chicken lay less than 6 eggs the same number of times as they lay more on 6 eggs. The chickens lay between 2 and 6 eggs more often than they lay 6 to 10 eggs. The range of the data is 5, or the chicken lay at 6 eggs more often than any other number. So be very careful how you read this. Make sure that you're paying attention to your minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and your maximum. A forest ranger in Crockett National Forest has been measuring the height of trees in a specific area of the forest. So we have our height and we have the trees. The number of trees. Be careful about that. So these are the heights of the trees. These are the number of trees at that height. This is another very wordy problem. Be very careful in how you're reading these and interpreting this data, because we have less than 10 that were between 100 and 150 centimeters, excuse me. We had about 30 between 150 and 200 centimeters, and so on and so forth. Remember, histograms are working within an interval. The ages of Kayla's cousins are shown below. First thing you do, put them in order. You have to order from least to greatest, and then you're going to have to find the minimum. You're going to have to find Q1, which is the median of the lower data. You have to find Q2, which is the median, Q3, the median of the upper data, and the maximum in order to put them into a box plot. check out your notes to make sure that you understand exactly how to put those onto a box plot. Miss Young surveyed her class about their favorite color. She recorded the number of students per color. So we are looking at these colors. We're turning them into percent tables. So when you're looking at this, the very first thing you do, add them all together and figure out what is your total or your whole. Because in order to do percents, we have to have a percent proportion, which is part over whole, set equal to percent over, that's right, 100, always over 100 when it's a percent. Then you cross multiply and divide based on what you're given. All right, this one's very, very similar, except this time we're given the percents and we're given the parts, and we need to figure out which percent matches these parts. Now remember, if you know that the mode is what occurs the most or the largest part, make sure that you're looking at these. Make sure music isn't smaller than reading. Make sure that sports and video games are set equal. You have to be careful in how you read these things. Dot plot below displays the number of books read by Mr. Chapman's classes for the month of March. What statement best describes the data shown in the dot plot? All right, so each of these dots represents one student. So, and 3 of the students read 0 books. 3 of the students read 1 book. You're going to make sure that you're looking at this. Is it symmetrical? Does it have gaps? Where's the peak of the data? The peak is the highest point. Remember that. Just make sure that you are following along with what you believe is going to best describe this data. If you need to check out your notes, that'd be a great thing to look at. That was on Wednesday, March 27th, that we went over those. And last but not least, variability. You learned this today in class. Variability is whether or not it changes. So if we're looking for what is not likely to have variability, we want to look for something that is staying the same. All right, you guys. We're going to go over this on Tuesday, April 9th. You need to make sure that you are doing the evens. That means you need to do 612C. You need to do 613A for tree heights. You need to do, over here, Miss Young's class, 612D. You need to do Mr. Chapman's class, number 7. Not number 7, number 8. Sorry, guys. And we will go over all of this in class. If you want to come with it already complete, that's even better. I just want to know that you guys are getting every opportunity in order to be successful. All right, study, study, study. I'll see you guys later.